What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Vern. This is Vern's Hobbies. We are here to unbox The Mandalorian. Walmart up in Canada, when they ship pallets in their orders to the stores, they just put the pallets out on the floor. So if you were there at the right time and the pallet was out on the floor, you would have been able to grab the case of Black Series, the new figures that aren't supposed to be out until Force Friday, October 4th. You could walk right up to the self-checkout, check yourself out, and buy these figures. That's how this Mandalorian was purchased from Walmart. It was purchased by a gentleman who I traded for. He's no interest in Black Series, so I traded him something else for it. So that is how this figure came to be in my possession. Someone else purchased it at Walmart in Canada. Just off the floor. So let's start out just taking a nice long look at the Mandalorian. We will be taking him out of the package. This is an unboxing video, but in case you missed my haul video just to show off all the figures that I got, I figured I'd spin them around one more time for you. Give you a chance to check him out. You're looking for box number 94. Docking Bay 94. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Is the Emperor number 66? Because that would be just too much of a coincidence. Alright. So the Mandalorian, really quickly, if you've been living under a Star Wars rock, what all the hype is, Disney Plus is going to be Disney's streaming service. It starts November 12th in the US and Canada. Other countries, I have no idea what the dates are. I'm in Canada, that's why I care about Canada. And this is going to be one of the television shows that they're going to launch on November 12th at the same time as Disney Plus. So the same way that Netflix will release a show, there's all of the whole season is released at one time. The Mandalorian will be available all in one time. Supposedly, apparently, when Disney Plus launches. And The Mandalorian, quick rundown, The Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So it gives you kind of an idea of what part of the Star Wars universe we find this particular gentleman, The Mandalorian. Just to highlight the box art, not much has changed for this wave, for this new wave of Black Series figures. You do get really nice artwork there, highlighting his shoulder pauldron on that side. Here, the detail, that's nice artwork. As mentioned before, the Mandalorian number 94. Here's the UPC if you want to start getting ready. Moments before I started recording this video, I found a post of someone that works or is connected to Walmart Canada. Walmart Canada has been instructed to remove these UPCs from the system, so they will not scan anymore. 24 hours ago, that would have, what I mentioned, would have worked to purchase these, but now it will not work. But here is the description of the Mandalorian in 6 languages, and the warnings in many more languages. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight for you guys, highlight for you guys that art. Looks pretty good. If you're familiar with YouTube channels for action figures, some of them don't show the unboxing. Me, I kind of am obsessed with it. It's like my favorite thing from childhood. So this is it. Here we go. We're not going back here. No turning back. The tape has been cut. We're bending the cardboard. Before you comment, I'm keeping this guy. Yes, I'm keeping this figure. There he is. The Mandalorian is freed from his cardboard prison. He's got a little piece of paper with him. He's got some cargo. Let's take a look here. Let's see what this is. This may just be the same warnings off the back of the box. Made in China. Warning, choking hazard. This one says warning, small parts. So is this like an addendum to what they put over here? So you've got a little bit extra recycling with your Mandalorian figure. Aside from that, there's nothing else in the box. This is a little cardboard liner that slides out. Nothing worth looking at in the box anymore. Here is the figure. Let's make a quick adjustment to my lighting. Let's start with this blaster. So this is fashioned after the holiday special weapon that Boba Fett is carrying in the animated holiday special with the forked, I don't know, what would you call that? It's not really a bayonet. I don't know, maybe he would stab someone with that. It looks just like a tuning fork, but some nice details on the weapon. Presumably this is some kind of power thing. Or maybe this plugs into his back. Wouldn't that be cool? Because in the photos, even on the promo poster, the official release poster, he's got this on his back. That would be cool. Hopefully I'm not setting myself up for disappointment in saying that. Hopefully it does actually plug into his back. We'll see in a moment. His pistol. Here he is. So no soft goods. If you have Boba Fett, if you have Black Series Boba Fett and you're a fan of soft goods, I'm sorry, you will be disappointed. There are no soft goods here. It's a plastic representation, I guess, of a cape. It looks like it's a lot bigger in the teasers and things that we've seen of from the show so far, but they've just represented it like this. Okay, ready? Moment of truth. Let's see. Yes! Okay, that is cool. I think this is where that's supposed to go. But let's just do a quick once-over, then we'll do a review of the articulation, and then we'll do some comparisons. Very nice coloring. I like the coloring on this guy. Looks really, really good. And they use some like dry brushing techniques, it looks like. Maybe that's just sprayed on. Try to get a little bit of a patina to the helmet. Add a little bit of rust to it. Very, very nice. So he has a holster for his sidearm here with a little plug that pops in like that. We can slide his pistol right here. Slide it on in and then pop it back like that. So it looks pretty good. And this, I find this a bit interesting. The belt here, like the bandolier across, is attached in the front a little bit somehow here. I don't want to pull on it too hard and wreck my new figure, but it's attached somewhere here, even though it's loose. And then on the back here, it appears as though you need to line up the belt to use the peg for this weapon. I was messing around with it a little bit. You can see that already. I'm working it in already. So we'll hold it like that, I think. And then it's not really holding into the figure. It's really being held in by the belt, or the bandolier, I should say. But it still looks really cool. You kind of have to move the cloak off to one side, though. They might have done that, left that extra room around the neck on purpose, anticipating that. Perhaps. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt and think that that's what they did. It was a deliberate choice. There he is with his holiday special weapon. Something about these feet, or maybe I just, wow, interesting. All right, let's take a look at articulation. So presumably, okay, look at this. So the neck is articulated in the shoulder, like in the collarbone. You can see where it's moving there. We do get a little bit of extra rotation in the neck, but we don't have, doesn't look like your typical ball joint. Maybe that's to make him look a little more menacing or something. I'm not sure what the reasoning behind that decision was. Next, we get to the shoulders. These shoulder pauldrons are made of a softer plastic, so he can lift his arm up and the pauldrons will move out of the way a little bit. You can rotate this way. Spin them all the way around, of course. Both sides seem to be of the same plastic. Looks pretty good. Next up, we come to the elbows, and we have a similar dilemma with Boba Fett's figures. Which way do you articulate the elbow? It looks like it's this way. At least I struggled when I got a Boba Fett for the first time. Couldn't tell which way to articulate it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that way because this way doesn't look right. So this way does look correct. So we'll go with that. We have a swivel at the gauntlet, which is nice. We've got the usual swivel. This wrist is articulated to be able to point a blaster down. I'm assuming this one's the same, but it looks like it's on backwards, because if I first articulate it that way, it doesn't look as appealing as it does if I could do it this way. So just watch, just check it out, see what's going on. It's nice that because it's articulated at the gauntlet and articulated at the wrist, you can just kind of position the gauntlets where you feel comfortable with them, I guess. I know they're probably supposed to be like this so you can access things, but we'll leave them like this for now. And this wrist is articulated, it swivels and articulates this way. Next up, we got to be careful with this one. We do have a ball in the torso, but you got to be careful with this belt. There seems to be enough room. There seems to be enough give. I'm already loosening it though. It's not bad, but it's already getting loose. We have nothing at the waist. No swivel at the waist. What's the belt? This is a nice soft plastic. We don't have the same challenge with Boba Fett's belt. This Mandalorian does the splits. Boba Fett not so much. We get some interference here because of this padding here. This is a hard plastic. This is part of this looks like it's just one molded piece. This does not look like it's added on afterwards. So kicking forwards this way is difficult because we're getting interference here. Kicking forwards with this one, however, is better, but then we're making contact up here. We do get upper thigh cuts on both legs. If they do one, they're going to do the other. Double jointed knees. I think we've come across our first reused part. I think this knee is the same as Boba Fett. It certainly looks like it. I wonder if the hands are the same too. Nope, I lied. Not a reused part. And what's next? No boot cut. No ankle swivel. Interesting. So nothing, no swivel from here all the way down to the bottom. We do get to articulate the ankles up and down, and then we do have our ankle pivot, but we don't have any other swivel to get a little bit more of dynamic poses out of the figure. So it's all going to be running, shooting, and all the posing is going to be like that. All right. I think we're done looking at articulation. Is there anything I missed? No, I think we're good. Cool. All right. Here he is holding his long rifle. Here he is in a little bit of a more accurate kind of pose. If you're going to fire a weapon like this, you'd want to get it closer. Kind of would have to put it in his, yeah, you kind of have to put it in his elbow area, I guess. You can see the paint's coming off his hands and being left behind on the weapon. But that's a little bit better, actually. Just seeing if we could get a really good pose out of this. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's actually half decent. Does he have a range? Maybe he doesn't have enough range to do it from a lying down stance. I know there's a technical term for that, but I can't remember what it is at the moment. But there he is, ready to fire that weapon. That actually looks really good. Here he is posed with his pistol, getting ready to take down his bounty. Looks half decent in his hand. Fits pretty well. Nice cutout for the trigger finger. Looks pretty good. And if you want to do him drawing the weapon with even with the elbows, it looks like you've got enough room to do it. I'm going to try to fake it a little bit. Yeah, there you go. So you can have him drawing the weapon, even though he's only got single jointed elbows. Looks a bit awkward. Yeah, you can do it, but it just doesn't look really good. Like that's just not natural. All right, there we go. All right, here's the comparison I know you've been waiting for from the start of the video. Here is the Mandalorian next to the other Mandalorians that we have so far in the Black Series lineup. Jango Fett on our left, Boba Fett on our right. He stacks up pretty well with Boba Fett. Jango Fett is kind of chunky for his size, which is, I don't know, it's just looks like he's just kind of chunky. Like it's not accurate enough. Boba Fett looks good. The Mandalorian looks better. I really think he does. For reference, if you're curious, the Boba Fett is not an archive Boba Fett. This Boba Fett is from the orange card wave. So this is a first run Boba Fett. Let's get a little closer on these guys. I'm sure you guys want to see the differences in their helmets, because I sure do. So here they are lined up. The Mandalorian has a small helmet. Yeah, Jango Fett's... Well, the reason why Jango Fett's helmet is so big is because they need to make the head look accurate. Otherwise, it would just look weird. So that's why his helmet's too big. That's fine. We'll give them a pass on that. We can live with that. Boba Fett and the Mandalorian, their helmets look closest to each other. We don't have as much detail here on Boba Fett as there is in the film, in the actual source material, but we do get some nice detail here on the Mandalorian. And if we turn to the other side, the Mandalorian clearly he does not have a scope on his helmet. Put your arms down, guys. What are you doing? Come on. So there's the other side. And here's the back. Interesting. So Boba Fett and Jango Fett, they look like they have like ports on the back, but his just looks like plating of some kind. And I kind of like the ridge across the top. Armor comparison. Let's look at these arms quickly here. I'm just looking for anything that might be a reused part. I'm always curious to see how economical we're trying to be with the figures. I don't really see much that's reused at all. And here's the belt on Boba Fett I was talking about. So there they are, the 3 Mandalorian armored characters that we have in the Black Series so far. I think he fits in really well. I think he sets a new bar, a new standard. I don't think we're ever going to get another new Boba Fett. Like if they were going to improve on the sculpt, I think they already would have instead of doing the archive wave. So if you don't think Boba Fett holds up next to the Mandalorian, you might want to start looking at imports if that's what you're after, for a little more movie accuracy. Speaking of imports, The Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, so it would stand to reason, and I think it's in the trailer too, I actually can't remember now, he's going to come up against some stormtroopers. This is not a Black Series stormtrooper, this is an SH Figuarts stormtrooper from Rogue One. There's just a little comparison for you. Height comparison, Stormtrooper's a bit shorter. Figuarts are known to be a bit shorter though. But yeah, it holds up. It's alright. He's probably going to end up kicking this guy. Oh, that's not good. Here's the Mandalorian squaring off against Luke Skywalker. Here's the Mandalorian next to Darth Vader from the anniversary pack with all the stands and the backdrop and stuff. Lots of soft goods. Vader's a big dude. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched one of the newest trailers, we do get IG-11 voiced by Taika Waititi in the Mandalorian television show. So here's the Mandalorian next to a archive IG-88. Here's the Mandalorian holding up Ben and Luke. Here's the Mandalorian holding up C-3PO and R2-D2. I think that just about wraps things up, guys. This figure, I like it. I really, really like it. Unfortunately, at one point I was trying to see if I could remove the helmet, and the neck joint got super loose. But that's my fault. I did that to myself. I did that because I was seeing if I could pop the head off, but then the neck joint is now... It's not bad. Like, it's not going to move if I shake the figure, but it's very, very loose now. So be careful. Be gentle. If you're going to do a custom, you want to swap heads, make sure you use some kind of heat hairdryer or something. But yeah, that's it. I wanted to see if I could get the cloak off too. That was the other reason to see if I could get the head off, was to get the cloak off, because I don't want to... You don't want to put too much stress on the cloak trying to get it over the head. Because it won't really fit. It won't fit over his head. If you wanted to swap, do some soft goods and make him look sharp. But there you go, guys. There is the Mandalorian. I like this figure. This has a passing grade from me. He's staying in the collection, and he's gonna follow me around for a while. Is he exactly what we want? Yet to be seen. It's unknown, really. Hasbro has an unenviable job when it comes to making action figures, because they get concept art, they get what they can. Like, it's not known what they're gonna get. I attended the Marvel Legends panel. You can go back on my channel and check that out. And there's things that they have to plan action figures for that they don't even know. Like, Armored Thanos comes with the Infinity Gauntlet, but he doesn't actually have it in the film in Endgame. So things like that. So is this definitive to what we're going to see in the television show? Does it line up? Does it match up? We don't know. This might just be what they've gotten from an early peek at the trailer and at the poster, and that's what they have, a costume design. There could be more. There could be things that we want, but from just without any of that background knowledge, without having watched the show, this is a really, really nice figure. I'm a fan. Big time. Big fan. All right, guys. That is it from me. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here, for checking out The Mandalorian, this figure with me. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I do have 2 more of these figures to unbox. I will be doing them shortly. Very, very soon. If you want to check that out, hit that notification bell. Be excellent to each other. May the Force be with you. I will see you next time.